I'm going to call to order this meeting of the Waste Reduction District of Monroe County. It is Thursday, July 10th, and we will begin with our roll call. Mr. McGlasson, if you would, please.
Piedmont Smith. Thomas.
Here.
Wiltz.
Here.
Thompson. Swafford. Jones.
Here.
Madeira.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Okay, we have 4 members here and a quorum, and we don't have anyone online, but if you notice someone coming online, if you would let us know, that would be great, Mr. McGlasson. We appreciate that. For board members' edification, there is a executive committee meeting minutes for June 3rd, 2025, posted in the packet. Does anybody have any questions or comments on that? To my right, to my left? Okay, excellent. All right, we'll move on to the next item, please. If I could get a motion, please.
Move approval of the directors' meeting minutes, June 12th, 2025.
I second.
We have a motion and we have a second. Any comments, corrections, or edits to my left or my right? I will note that I was not present at the meeting, but I will vote on it. But however, at one point I'm credited, I think it's on page 6, with being there and making a comment. So I think it's probably the mayor. So if you could address that, I would greatly appreciate it.
Do that.
Thank you. Excellent. Okay. So with that, since we are all here and present, all those in favor of approving the Board of Directors meeting minutes for June 12th, 2025, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries 4-0. We will move on now to the Controller's Report, cash flows. Please.
The cash flow summary is on page 8 of your board packet. Here are the balances as of June 30th for the following accounts. Operating, $4,993,540.13. Closure bond debt, $186,937.53. Capital, $46,049.27. Landfill post-closure, $8,007,271.46. The individual cash flow statements for each of these are on pages 9 through 14 of your packet, and the operating fund graph is on page 11. Are there any questions on the account balances?
All right, thank you so much. I will note for the record that Mayor Thompson has joined our meeting live and in person. And let's see if anybody to my left has questions on cash flows. To my right? Okay, I don't either. So we will now move on to payroll and claims, please.
On page 15 of the packet, you have a summary of the pre-approved payroll and claims since our last meeting in the amount of $202,333.68. The backup for those numbers are on pages 16 through 72. The claims for approval this week were sent in an email on Wednesday and are in the amount of $233,892.28. Documentation was included in the Wednesday email. That brings the total of all payroll claims that we are recommending for approval to $436,225.96. Are there any questions regarding any of these claims?
Does anyone have, well, first of all, let's go ahead and get a motion on the floor, please.
Lost my move approval of the claims. Oh dear. As presented.
We have a
Okay,
motion.
now I'm there.
and a second. Now I'll take questions or comments from my right. Comments or questions from my left. Comments or questions. Awesome. To get back here. It's not fun getting around this packet. It's going all over the place. I don't know why. So see if there's any public comment on this item. You can raise your hand on Teams or come to the podium. Seeing none, Mr. McGlasson, will you please call the roll on the approval of payroll and claims as presented?
Wiltz,
Yes.
Thompson,
Yes.
Madeira,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
Thank you so much. Now we will move on to the next item. I don't know who's going to address this.
Ms.
I will.
Goins will address this.
Great, thank you.
Yes, approval for accounts payable claims reclassification. This included accounts payable claims previously approved by the board of directors were found to have been applied to incorrect budget lines. These claims need to be reassigned, reclassified to the correct budget line item as indicated in the attached worksheet.
Great, thank you. It's very clear, so I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Let's see if we can get a motion on the floor to begin with.
Move approval of the accounts payable claims reclassification.
Second.
We have a motion and we have a second. Any comments or questions to my left? To my right? Any public comment on this item? You can raise your hand on Teams or come to the podium. All right, thank you. We don't have any comments, so Mr. McGlasson, will you please call the roll on the reclassification of the accounts payable claims?
Madeira,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Thompson,
Yes.
Wiltz.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
Great. Thank you so very much. Are we at a good point, a good juncture to have the presentation on the budget for 2026?
It's certainly the board's discretion and pleasure. I would note that immediately following this meeting, we do have a joint meeting with the CAC to review the budget, and it would certainly be easier on me to go through the presentation once.
Okay.
We have polled CAC members and believe that we do have a quorum of CAC members
Okay.
planning to be here by 4:30.
Okay.
So.
Can we, is the board okay with skipping ahead to the reports and the CAC reports, department reports in the interim, and then we can come back to this item? It's not a voting item. We don't really have to modify the agenda. Is that okay with everyone? Good? Great. Excellent. Great. So could we begin first with the CAC report, although we're going to be hearing from the CAC. Mr. Winia, if you would, please.
Yes, afternoon, directors. Joseph Winia here, chair of the Citizens Advisory Committee. And I actually don't have anything in particular to report today. We didn't have a quorum at our last monthly meeting, so we don't have a lot to say. But
Okay.
we can talk about the budget soon.
That'll be good. Excellent. Thank you so much. Thanks for being here.
Of course.
All right. Why don't we go ahead and do departmental reports, Mr. McGlasson, and see how we go with time. And if we need to, we can always recess and come back.
I can be as long-winded as you
Oh,
want.
that's certainly not my invitation. But there's always something good to talk about. So
We hope so. We hope so. First highlight, from the memo included in the packet on page 77, we might recall earlier in the year when we were doing the legislative updates, there was a law passed that did, in certain circumstances, make open dumping a Class C misdemeanor. So we've met with the county attorney and the prosecutor's office and begun discussions on how that will be managed and enforced in the county. Thankfully, to this point, we haven't had any instances where it might apply, but we want to be prepared for when and if those should occur. Also, we previously, I think, mentioned we've been having some meetings with the Rocky Mountain Institute regarding the possibility of doing solar panels out at the landfill. I've gotten to the point we've reached out to some potential, what would be termed an off-taker of energy that would be produced by that. And both Indiana University and City of Bloomington Utilities have expressed interest in being an off-taker for that energy. Still, a lot of information that they would like, still questions to be answered, but we're moving in the right direction, and hopefully we'll be able to have meetings in the near future that would involve those two entities and see where that might go. Also would note that the Organic Waste Task Force Neighborhood Compost Connect program, we do still have one pilot site. Well, it's not really a pilot anymore, but one resident that is accepting organic waste, food waste, from their neighbors. We are reaching out to other respondents from our online survey that have expressed interest. I think with time of year and vacation schedules, responses have been kind of slower than we had hoped or anticipated, but we do hope to continue to establish those neighborhood composting operations with a host resident from neighborhoods based on the responses of that survey. And then would note that, again, we had a booth at the fair this year. We've shared it with the county stormwater program as we've done in years past. We did this year, first time that we've done something like this, but Ms. Strand in our office made a big poster board with actual items attached to it. This is what we can recycle. This is what we can't recycle. This is what gets grouped with what for the recycling. And it did have a lot of positive response to that from the people that stopped by our booth at the fair. So we were pleased with that. And we did also raffle off a rain barrel and compost bin at the fair, and waiting for the winners of those to come collect those items. That's what I have. Happy to answer any questions.
All right, let's see if there's any questions from my right, left. Anybody? Yeah, I think I just have a question that I raised at the June executive committee meeting about getting information out on the website about what can be recycled at this point at our centers, because it's changed. And
Yes.
And I don't see it, and I didn't know if there was a plan to put that on the website as a splash, as a landing site, or anything.
Well, we've set up, I guess what's termed, at least when you're in there manipulating the website, termed a pop-up. So when you land on any page on our website, there should be a box that pops up that says that we can now take the coded carton. You're not seeing that.
Mm-mm.
Do you have your pop-ups blocked?
No, I do not, but I will try a different browser than my usual, and that might be the difference.
Might try clearing your cache or something like that.
Okay,
But it is there. I've seen
Good.
it.
Great.
It is there. So we did get that up, and obviously did social media postings earlier in the month for that.
That's awesome. Thank you. And I think I'm sure it's my browser, because I'm on a
And those
findy seeky browser.
Those coded cartons were prominently displayed on the board at the fairs.
I was going to say that was there at the fair. So can you just explain for the public what is now accepted?
Yeah, and the big item is what's termed a wax-coated carton, which is kind of a misnomer. They're not all coated in wax, but it's basically milk and juice cartons, soup broth cartons, juice box cartons, and things like that. We can now accept those with our mixed paper for recycling.
Excellent. It goes in mixed paper or cardboard?
It goes with mixed paper.
Excellent.
That is the vendor's request.
Excellent. Great. Thank you so much. Very good. All right. Other reports?
Mr. Long would generally be
Mr.
next.
Long is on.
Hi, everyone. Also with the carton thing at our rural sites in the main center, we have new mixed paper signs with the cartons on there and the wax coated stuff. So if you check out the new mixed paper signs, they should have all that on there. I'll start with the recycling and reuse. The Green Business Network assisted the Monroe County Fairgrounds with cardboard recycling from all the vendors. We picked up 13 one-yard boxes full of cardboard that was flattened. On average, weighs about 936 pounds for all 13.
Awesome.
So that was a big help. And that was just the vendors. We're hoping to expand that more at the fairgrounds. The district has provided some local business with information how they can recycle. We met even at the fairgrounds. We met some businesses we talked to. We're going to do some assessments with them and see what we can recycle. We've had others come in. We've met with them in the office, and we're going to do some stuff with them hopefully in the next few weeks. So hopefully we can get some more people recycling. The hazardous materials, it's operating as normal. Everyday stuff right now. It's hot and people's cleaning stuff out in their house. The rural recycling centers, just a reminder, if you pull up to one of our centers when it's closed and it's not normally closed, look and see if there's a truck on the lot. We have to close the truck down or have to shut the sites down while a truck is on the lot for safety issues. We do have some new signage coming that will say that. So, sorry about the inconvenience, but for safety, we have to. And other than that, the rural sites are operating as normal. If you guys have any questions, I'll do my best to answer them.
Thank you so much. That's amazing news from the fair. Comments or questions from my right?
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, from my left? Comments, questions? No? Okay. Great. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Okay.
Paulson.
Mr. Paulson's on. Awesome. Yep, just saw that. Great. Mr. Paulson.
Yeah, good afternoon. Lee Paulson, Landfill and Environmental Compliance Director. The only thing I kind of like to bring to your attention is that, we're still waiting for the groundwater, the May groundwater data from Atlas Statistics. From what I've talked with her, there's nothing out of line from our normal May sampling events. So it's just getting through each year. There's more data to add to these reports, so that the report gets longer and longer. So we're just, patiently waiting for that. The other thing I just kind of put out there is that, where was it? I hope it stops raining. We're getting a lot of rain. We had almost 12 inches of rain for the month of June out there at the landfill, and we managed it all, but it's usually we're trying to tackle some other things this time of year as we try to shut down. We're not to that yet. So Mary Beth and I have got a plan, and we're trying to attack some of the invasive species that we've been identified the past couple of years with the MC Iris group, and we got to have drier weather and non-flooded fields for us to get out there and try to tackle them little by little. So we're hoping the next couple of weeks that is the case, where we can get out there and start to get into that. But much past that, the report is there. If you guys have any questions, I'll be happy to answer.
Thank you so much. Comments or questions for Mr. Paulson from my left? From my right? Great. Mr. McGlasson.
I just, for those new to the board, with Mr. Paulson referencing the May groundwater event, I would note that this is what we term a long list event. So we do groundwater sampling twice per year at the landfill in May and November. Every third event is what's termed a long list event, which is in excess of 250 different parameters that water is analyzed for. The other two events are short list events, and this is all done in the Indiana Administrative Code lays out. There's a variety of tables that the short list event is based on. Table 1A and 1B, and previously detected constituents from Table 2, and then the long list is Table 2 in its entirety.
Yeah, and the reason you do it once every 3 events is so that you get a fall and then a spring, and then, and if there was an issue, you'd probably be doing that more often.
The general rule of thumb is that on that long list event, if you hit on a parameter you're not routinely testing for, meaning you haven't hit on it again, it will then become a part of your shortlist event.
Got it.
And it can fall off if there's no future detections, but that's how things get added to the shortlist event.
Okay. All right. Excellent. Thank you so much. So we do have a bit of time, but we'll see if any board members have any comments they'd like to make in general. Any general public comment for items not on the agenda? You may come to the podium or raise your hand in Teams. And seeing none, we did plan to have the budget presentation at 4:30. So we can go ahead and take a 9-minute recess, come back at 4:30. That is actually not the CAC meeting until 5 o'clock. Is that true?
Well, for scheduling purposes, we have to assign a time to the meeting, but it is listed as immediately following the Board of Directors meeting. So.
Awesome. So we're going to go ahead and take a recess anyway, because it is considered a separate meeting. And we will come back at around 4:30 once we have a quorum. Excellent. All right. Thank you, everyone. We're adjourned from our regular meeting of the Waste Reduction District.